finding a limit at a point is substitution, where limit of f of x as x approaches c, you plug in c for x and see if the answer is rational.
So remember these rules when substituting. So when you get down to it, if you get a number over 0, the limit does not exist.
The limit does not exist. The limit does not exist.
Our new state champions, the North Shore Mathletes.
But if you get 0 over a number, then the limit is 0. And when you get a number over a number, just divide the two and that'll be your final answer. And when you get 0 over 0, you need to keep going and do some algebra, and that'll get you to your final answer.
First example, so how you do it is you plug in 1 for your x's, and then for this example you get a number over number, so then your answer is just going to be a number. For this example, when you plug in 0 for your x's, you get 0 over -1. Since the answer is not 0 over 0 or a number over 0, this is your final answer, so it's going to be 0.
So, when substitution doesn't work, you move on to algebra. And there are 3 parts to algebra, which consist of factoring, canceling, and using conjugates. So, for this first example, we have the limit of x approaching 1 of x cubed minus x over x minus 1. So when you plug in 1, you initially get 0 over 0, which that's not okay, so you have to keep going. So the proper method for this problem is to factor. And so after you factor everything out, you eventually get x times x minus 1 times x plus 1, all of that over x minus 1. And the x minus 1s will cancel, so you'll get x times x plus 1, which will eventually lead you to 2, so the limit of that entire problem is 2. Another example of this is this problem here, the limit as x goes to 5 of x squared plus 4x minus 5 over x squared minus 25. So the first thing to do here is to factor, and you can see that the x plus 5s will cancel. So when you get down to your new problem and you plug in 5s, you'll see that you eventually get to 4 over 0, which you can't divide by 0, so the limit as x approaches 5 does not exist.
The limit does not exist. The limit does not exist.
Our new state champions, the North Shore Mathletes.
And one more example. So this problem, the limit as x approaches 4 of x minus 4 over the square root of x minus 2. Now for this problem, you need to use the conjugate, so you need to multiply the numerator and the denominator by the square root of x plus 2. And when you do the math, you get x minus 4 times the square root of x plus 2 over x minus 4. And then from there, you can go ahead and plug in x into the square root of x plus 2, and you'll get 4. So the limit of that entire problem as x approaches 4 is 4.
Okay, so with an equation like this, when you plug in the number, you get 0 over 0. And you can solve that with algebra, or you can look at the graph. And it seems like it doesn't have a limit, but it does. And if you want to know the exact limit, you can look at the table for the graph. And if you set your x values really small, because there is an error at 1, you can see that like at 0.999, right before 1, it's 2, and then right after 1, it's 2. So then where it says error, it's also going to be 2. So your limit of f of x as x is approaching 1 is going to be 2.
Push it to the limit, limit.